Welcome, I'm Gerard from AlterTime, Spanish-speaking community. First of all, thank you for having us. Thank you for having us ask the questions. So let's do some round of introduction, where you work at, what you do in the area, and what you do for midnight. So let's start with you.
Yeah.
Wait, microphone. I was going to say, I missed something.
Who we are, what our job is.
Yeah, what you do on midnights.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, I forgot the microphone. We just finished my interview, so I'm like, next one.
No problem. I'm Ely Cannon. I'm Senior Art Director on World of Warcraft. So really, I help the art directors that are specifically working on the expansion do their jobs, make sure they have the information they need, make sure the vision is clear, and all this sort of thing.
And I am Frank Koowalkowski, the Senior Technical Director for World of Warcraft. Like all the technology, the engineering team, partnering with Ely and the design team to kind of bring the vision to players.
Yeah, so let's start with the question. You just mentioned you're directing people. So doing a development of an expansion, how much hand-on work do you actually do to like develop some zones, or is it just directing the team, getting all the vision approved?
So a lot of the work I do is establishing or helping to establish the vision for what we're going to be doing. So making sure that we're getting the right conceptual art done, that we're getting the right ideas defined, and really just making sure that the information is there to begin with so that the people that are going to do the work on the project have all the information they need. They don't have any blockers. They can just move and do awesome stuff.
Yeah,
really.
exactly.
Like, it's just to empower people, really.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's really about making sure the right people are working on the right things and partnering with the right people, asking the right questions, making sure that we're collaborating effectively, and making also as a director making sure that I collaborate a lot with Eli, Ian, Holly, and making sure that we're communicating effectively with the team so they understand what the goals of an expansion like Midnight are.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds like a good area to be in as well. So let's start with the more World of Warcraft question now then, more specific to Midnight. So how challenging has it been to introduce the Amani culture into Zul'Aman, and because previously it has been limited to dungeons, so how is that going to happen?
Well, I think the Amani culture has always had a very distinct flavor to it, right?
Exactly.
So it's really not that hard, honestly. It's just really to think about what is the sort of seed of who they are, and then to explode it, right? To make it bigger and really go big. And I think that's the fun thing that we've been able to do with Zul'Aman, is really explore what was already a super awesome race, right?
It is.
To bring them to fruition, to tell all deeper stories, as well as to tell what's happened since the last time we were talking about them.
It's been a long time, I think.
It has been a long time, and really making an entire zone that players can now explore has given us a landscape, a palette to work on to do exactly that, and to really dig into what is the nature of them. One of the biggest things we've really talked about as a thematic for them is danger, right? Not only are they dangerous, but the world that they live in, the forest that they live in is dangerous as well, and that really informs the people that they have become.
Yeah. Which is also a good question. We have heard about them being enemies, but we also hear that we're gonna have allies. So is it gonna be one? Is it gonna be both? Are we gonna have a small subsection of the Amani that will help us understand the culture? How is it gonna work?
I think we're gonna experience them in multiple ways. Like you said, at points they will be enemies, at others they will be allies. And ultimately, I think you'll see a theme emerging in World of Warcraft in general, is bringing people together, bringing the world of Azeroth together, bringing the people in it together, and really uniting against the greater enemy.
Okay, that is great. So, do you have anything to add there? Anything to add to that? Or let's go for a question for you then, because you have the mic now. So, housing, new system, big feature. World of Warcraft, I'm gonna guess it was not built for that. So, how challenging was it to create the system of the housing on a technical level? How many systems will have been adapted for it? How much of the new system how long has it been developed? Like how difficult was it to actually add an editor basically inside of World of Warcraft?
It was a very big technical undertaking. The real challenge is making sure that all of these distinct systems, like the UI to place something has to put something onto the player's screen that has to get saved somewhere. We want these big neighborhoods. We want all of these houses to be visible. The players can walk through a neighborhood, see what everyone's kind of doing. We want players to be able to visit their friends' houses. Yep. So it's the complexity is kind of the scale of it. Like any individual thing was kind of we have a lot of great competent engineers that they could figure out those problems. But then when you look at the overall big picture, how it all has to come together is where the real challenge is with a feature like housing. And it requires a lot of collaboration. I think it required a very solid vision from the design side and from the art side for us to partner with those teams in order to really figure out how it all needs to come together and what the player experience is going to be.
Yeah, so with that question related, so how long has housing been developed on the tech side? Has it been just when you started on Midnight, or has it been way before this already starting to get the systems online, or at least prototypes?
We began work on housing before the War Within, honestly, well before the war. It's probably one of the longest features we've ever developed on World of Warcraft, so we've had an idea of where we wanted to go with housing for many years now, and I think it was probably sometime during Dragonflight where we actually began to explore it a little more, solidify the design, begin to explore how we're going to store all of the player data, and really expand on how we're going to develop the zones and how we're going to support this thing from a technical perspective. What are the UI elements that we developed for some of our internal tools that people really liked and said, hey, can we get that into the game, for manipulating all of the things in the houses and then, going from there.
Yeah, I'm going to imagine lots of houses, lots of data, so that needs to be stored anywhere, so that's a challenge, yeah. So, one of the features that the community likes a lot is accessibility, and we saw improvements in Dragonflight onto the accessibility system. Are we going to continue seeing that trend where accessibility is going to be greatly increased as the patches go on for players to have an easier time to get in, even if they have challenges that makes the game more challenging for them?
What was the accessibility?
Accessibility, sorry.
Oh yeah.
I will try to speak louder, sorry.
No. It's very loud in here.
Yeah, it is.
Accessibility is something that's really important. We have a lot of people, particularly on the UI and the UX team, that are very passionate about accessibility in general, but we want the game to be accessible whether you are familiar with World of Warcraft or not, whether you are longtime player or just coming into the game. So we want our UIs, we want our controls, we want everything to be as accessible as it can be for players, and that really requires us kind of stretching ourselves technically and from a design and UX standpoint, and we have a lot more to come, in terms of making the game more accessible to people.
So it's an ever-continuous thing then? Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds good. So now a bit more of a personal question. So, housing is big. Players love it. I've been waiting for ages for this. How does it feel to work on such a feature that's going to be so loved by players that's been so long awaited? How does it feel to be able to work on a system like that?
Well, I'm very proud of the team that is doing all of the hard work on it. It is a real pleasure to bring this feature to players because almost from the day World of Warcraft launched, players have asked, when are we going to get housing? When are we going to get housing?
Exactly.
The developers, for a very long time, have thought about when can we get housing? When can we get housing? And I think it really took a lot of feedback from the community. We took a lot of inspiration from what people actually wanted out of housing, what a lot of the developers wanted out of housing to get this kind of big cohesive vision. And I think it's also been a pleasure to just see how big the feature is and see the team rise to the challenge to develop.
Yeah, it's been really excellent to see housing be developed, and I worked as a level designer for many years. Okay. And to see the tools that we've had internally be translated into a user experience that we're seeing in the housing now and see that same flexibility in the hands of players is so exciting. And honestly, we've all lived in Azeroth for so long, now we really can. Yeah,
exactly. Now we can make it. I already think Azeroth is my home. Now I can have my home in my home, so there you go. So that is good to know. So, one question we had is during the opening cinematic, we saw, we fight on Silvermoon. Are we going to see that during the expansion, or is that going to be on a pre-patch?
Silvermoon?
Yeah, the battle for Silvermoon, but when we see the void battle.
Oh,
When we're going to
yes.
see that? Is it few parts?
We're going to see many clashes between Void and the powers of light. Yeah,
Okay.
certainly between the Blood Elves. We'll see also some of that escalation happening at the Sunwell itself as
Okay.
we've gone back
Yeah.
and reworked Sunwell Isle.
Yeah.
So I think players are going to be very, very excited.
Yes, we are, and we saw Silvermoon. It was an amazing zone as well. So, yes, thanks for that. So we know it's a Blood Elf. I want to say Blood Elf expansion because we're in Silvermoon. We're in Silvermoon. Are we going to see any more customizations added to the Silvermoon race? Is there going to be any changes done to them?
Not at the moment. It's something we're really interested in doing and committed to doing both internally. We know players are also really, really excited, but we're players too. We want it as well. So it's something we're definitely looking at doing. Not initially, though.
Not initially, okay. That is good. I can't remember when the last level squish was now, but it has been mentioned that a level squish is going to probably happen. Is that still on the table? Are we going to see a level squish at some point, even at the start of midnight, end of midnight, at some point to just get the item level down again?
We're probably not the best people to talk about
Yeah, I
that
know.
particular topic.
Yeah, okay. Fine enough, let's change to a different question. So we saw a new specialization as well added to the game now, right? We got the Demon Hunter being added, the Void, I forgot the name now, it's the Void. I don't play
Devourer.
Devourer, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm a Druid. I would love to have another 5 Druid specs, but well, the Demon Hunter got one, it's fine. Are we expecting to see this more happening in the future, like adding more specs instead of new classes?
I think it made a lot of sense for the Demon Hunter. It had 2 specs that were, we had the melee DPS spec and we had the Vengeance, the tanking spec. And so we had the opportunity with, kind of the emergence of the Void and where kind of some of the Demon Hunter sub-stories are going to be able to add this spec. So it made a lot of sense narratively. It made a lot of sense in terms of what we could do to expand the class and give it a few more options for players. And so, we never say never, but this felt like a right opportunity for us to explore that space.
Yeah, I mean, we also got the Void Elf, I think it was, can now be Demon Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Nightborn? They're a bit related to the Void, no?
We're always looking at like race class combos and things like that. So again, I'll never say never, but not at this time.
Okay, we want to see DH Gnome, just our favorites, but maybe we get that, maybe we don't.
I would play a Demon Hunter now.
Who would not, right?
Right.
It's a gnome being a
There's
Demon
wings
Hunter.
sprouting.
Exactly.
Metamorphosis, you can reach out and pet, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, hopefully we see it. I'm happy to see that once it happens. So I'm gonna change from Midnight a bit and let's go to Plunderstorm. It's a game mode we love. It's simple, it's PvP, easy to read. We know that was also a challenge to develop a new system within World of Warcraft, basically Battle Royale, right? So has there been any sorts of adding more stuff to it or make it permanent to the game? Because at the moment it's just, we get it every so often.
Plunderstorm 1 and 2 were kind of limited time offers. Listening to player feedback about those sorts of things, but nothing related to go on from there.
Okay, that's fair enough. So what developed the art team to develop such a unique area as the Voidstorm? You already mentioned something about that, so...
I mean, one of the things we're always trying to do is make sure that as we're going from zone to zone to zone, it really feels transportive and different. There's contrast, right? Like there's light and dark, and a Voidstorm is an opportunity to do exactly that. Like we have Eversong that's very bright and enchanted and lighthearted, but then you're going to go into the Voidstorm and you're going to really feel what the Void is about. You're going to feel the predation of them, the very aggressive, almost cannibalistic nature of the Void, and see it evidenced everywhere, not only in the creatures that are there, the Dominars and the other Void creatures, but in the environment itself. We'll see large creatures that have actually been cannibalized by smaller Void creatures. You'll see a zone with aggressive terrain, a really aggressive and amazing, really, I think, quite impressive sky. We've been doing a lot of really interesting things with skies, and this will be another one I think people will be super excited to see.
The first thing I do is always look at the sky and look how it looks, and sometimes look, I say like, this sky I like, and I take screenshots and everything, so can't wait for that one.
Really honestly, for us, it is about transporting people to a place that they have never seen before, and I think this is another opportunity to do something that will really shake it up and be an exciting place to be.
Make people have their eyes open when they're going to the first time, they're like, whoa, this is a cool zone.
Absolutely.
The amount of time I said that already, wow, I cannot even count again, so let's make another one like that, so that's good. So I have a question as well for just in general, has there been, you work together with the art team, and I guess the narrative will guide more or less what the art will happen as well. Has there been any opportunity at some point where the art team did something that narrative liked and like changed some stuff around to fit that art with the build team?
It's very symbiotic. Like, so especially in early days when we're developing a vision for the expansion, there's art leaders, there's narrative leaders, all in the same room working together to really define the direction we want to go. And those ideas come from both sides, and they can definitely inform each other. I especially see this in the case of raid bosses or even creatures. We start to develop a zone. You might have a level designer that comes up with a really awesome idea for a location in a zone, and all of a sudden there's a story sprouting up around it. So I do think it's really symbiotic. It's really super collaborative, and I think that's what makes it really special and powerful.
And I agree on that one. The more you collaborate together, the more ideas, the better the zone's gonna be, right? So, so a bit more on talents now. So we already know that we want to get 10 more talent points, and the Apex talents, I think they're called. So are there going to be anything more void related on the talents, on the hero talents, stuff like that?
Probably not the right people to answer that question either.
I know. Just a question we had written down. I wanted to make sure we do answer it. And then this is more a general question now. So we get 2 new zones. We get the Silvermoon is reworked. Silvermoon, we get the zone. Are we gonna see other zones in this country or in the future being reworked like this?
I hope so. I mean, I think we have so many amazing places in World of Warcraft, especially a lot of the classic zones that we want to tell stories in.
Okay.
So yes, I believe we will see more zones reworked in the future.
Okay. Because last time we went out of time, I don't know how much time is left, but I want to ask a question. What did you personally most enjoy working on this expansion?
Ooh. I think honestly, Eversong is pretty amazing. I worked on the original some 19 years ago, and so seeing it brought to modern fidelity and re-envisioned, but also still so true to the original, I love it. Silvermoon now is going to be the city I think the Blood Elves have always really wanted and deserved. It's got so much content in it, so many interesting places to explore, and I think we'll finally see that culture having the city that they needed.
Yeah. I mean, we saw the zones, everyone liked the new rework, so we are all hyped for it.
It's gonna be so great.
Yeah, and it could be zone, it could be system, anything you are very proud of you or your team?
Yeah, really, it's been the evolution of housing and watching that develop from, a PowerPoint presentation, years ago into, a series of steps and challenges that the engineering team has had to provide solutions to, and then watching the progress of this biggest feature ever in World of Warcraft begin to take shape and form and get people really excited about it. Not just the team working on it, but the entire World of Warcraft team. We bring it to Gamescom, and it's super exciting for the fans. And we just see them doing things that we never really thought about when we were developing this. And to me, that speaks to hitting the exact success of what we set out to do, which is to create a space where, for once, World of Warcraft's not, bound by anything other than the player's imagination. And so, super excited about that.
Okay, that's good to hear. So you mentioned, I mentioned before housing, and we have neighborhoods. We got guilds, and guilds gonna basically be tied together at neighborhoods, creating them. Are we gonna see any changes to the guild system? Like, it hasn't changed in Cataclysm, I think. So are there any changes expected for the guilds to happen on the systematic level or on the player-facing level?
Not the right people to ask about that, unfortunately.
Fair enough. So, and I think that should be everything. So thank you for your questions. We had a couple of questions, not the right people to answer. I'm sorry about that one, but was a great talk. Always great to see the perspective from the directors as well, how they work on stuff. I think it's always a good insight to have, and we enjoy the game. You guys do great, so you're directing the best way you can on making this game amazing that people love, people enjoy, and we hope we continue enjoying the game like we did and continue having conversations like this on events like Gamescom or BlizzCon next year. We're going to be there as well. So
awesome!
Yeah,
we look forward to seeing you.
We are ready. The moment they announced it, was like, we're going and we're going to be there.
Great.
So we're going to enjoy that as well. The community event's going to be amazing.
It's going to be epic.
Yeah, we appreciate the excitement as well, and honestly, like these types of events help us. We feed off a lot of that energy.
Yeah.
And you can bring that back to the team. And so thank you as well.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here. So yeah, thank you for everything and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.